You stand with him? With my partner?
Yes, sir.
What
Any
is that?
weapons on you?
Huh? What is that? The charger, man. The charger. Ain't nobody's phone.
Got anything on you?
Stay with him. I'm at my house.
Dude, what you was thinking when Tank did that when he took the knee? What you was thinking when he took the knee?
I can't
Can't on that?
Yeah.
He did the book though?
I can't see.
No personal opinion, nothing?
Yeah.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis has found himself in hot water once again, just 2 fights after being released from prison. The WBA lightweight champion is now facing trouble with federal authorities over events linked to his most recent fight. Both he and comedian-turned-referee Steve Willis have been found guilty of misconduct related to what happened behind the scenes during the match. Tank has had his fair share of controversies over the years, and this might be one of the reasons he's considering retirement. As a father of 2, Gervonta "Tank" Davis has spoken about his role as a dad and his growing desire to step away from his fighting instincts. However, what we didn't expect to learn was that Tank also had some cheating instincts. His recent fight against Lamont Roach revealed some surprising truths. For one, it showed that Tank Davis is far from unbeatable. He's not the invincible force many in the boxing world once thought him to be. In fact, many boxing experts have started comparing his situation to that of Mike Tyson, the former undisputed heavyweight champion. Just like Tyson, when the intimidation factor fades, even the most feared fighters can become vulnerable.
Intimidating, being the intimidator. And the guy that you are trying to intimidate does not get intimidated. You become the intimidator. He becomes the intimidator.
During his fight with Lamont Roach, Gervonta "Tank" Davis faced a harsh reality. None of his usual strategies seemed to work. Tank is known for starting slow and gradually getting into his rhythm, but against Roach, that approach backfired. Roach stood firm, showing no signs of backing down from Tank's attacks. When Tank had no other choice, he resorted to trying for knockout punches, but Roach remained unfazed. In fact, it was a powerful punch from Roach in the 9th round that nearly had Tank wobbling, a rare moment of vulnerability for the champion. In the end, Gervonta "Tank" Davis managed to avoid a loss, but the fight ended in a draw, even though Lamont Roach clearly had the upper hand. If Tank's behavior in the 9th round had been properly penalized, he likely would have lost. The situation became even more questionable when referee Steve Willis began his count after Tank took a knee, but then abruptly stopped after a brief conversation between the two. At first, no one knew what was said. However, leaked recordings later revealed that Tank and Willis were involved in a bribery and corruption scandal, raising serious concerns about the integrity of the fight.
Let the people know that this judge is crazy, bro. The judge she locked me up because...
As a result, both Gervonta "Tank" Davis and referee Steve Willis have been taken into custody and could face charges in court. A potential boxing ban and hefty fines are on the table as the case moves through the legal system. Tank's recent controversies have sparked a lot of questions about what he's become during his time away from the ring. Some fans believe that his time in jail has changed his personality, and now the boxing world seems to have no choice but to adjust to the new, unpredictable version of Tank.
Basically, I bought a property. I did everything in my power to listen to my lawyers.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Nearly 2 years ago, Gervonta "Tank" Davis had a standout moment when he knocked out one of his biggest rivals in a Las Vegas blockbuster fight. However, his victory was soon overshadowed by trouble. After violating the terms of a previous sentence, Tank spent 44 days in prison. This followed a hit-and-run incident in November 2020 that left 4 people injured. Tank accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to 4 traffic offenses, which allowed him to avoid a jail sentence at first. Instead, he was sentenced to 90 days of home detention. Unfortunately, less than a month later, he was sent to prison after failing to comply with the terms. Tank Davis was found to have violated the terms of his home detention when he tried to serve his sentence at a luxury Four Seasons hotel in a $3 million penthouse, instead of staying at trainer Calvin Ford's one-bedroom home, as the judge had ordered. As a result, he was sent to a detention center to complete the remainder of his 90-day sentence. This violation was discovered shortly after he defeated Garcia, and a judge ruled on June 1st that Tank had breached his house arrest. In addition to his jail time, Davis was sentenced to 3 years of probation and 200 hours of community service. After his release, Tank took to social media multiple times to express his anger and frustration about the restrictions placed on him, which kept him from returning to training as he had hoped.
Stop it. Knock it off, cuz. Stop it. Tell him to send that bag, and I'm coming. And I'm...
Just 11 days before his fight with Hector Garcia, Gervonta "Tank" Davis was arrested following accusations made by Vanessa Poso. However, Vanessa later dropped the charges and clarified on Instagram that Davis had not harmed her or her daughter. Before dating Vanessa, Tank had been in relationships with several women, including the mother of his first child, Carvani Davis, and Andrea Smothers, the first woman he ever dated. Their relationship became widely known after a video surfaced showing Tank publicly assaulting Smothers during a basketball game. They eventually split, and Smothers sought child support since she was unemployed. The court granted Davis visitation rights to see his daughter.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me. I want everything.
Even before the disturbing footage of Gervonta Davis assaulting Andrea Smothers surfaced online, their relationship had been far from stable. The couple's daughter, Giovanni Davis, was born in April 2018, but their family life wasn't full of love and support. In December 2018, Smothers took Davis to family court, requesting an increase in child support, moving from the $2,200 a month she was receiving to $10,000 a month, which was more in line with his income. Smothers also accused Davis of pressuring her into sex in exchange for child support. The domestic violence incident occurred during a charity basketball game.
What changed? What made this shit trash, garbage?
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
As shown in the video, Gervonta Davis aggressively grabbed Andrea Smothers by the neck and pulled her out of her chair during a charity basketball game in Miami, Florida, just one night before the Super Bowl. The footage also showed Davis pushing Smothers out the door while bystanders looked on in shock. Both Davis and Smothers were escorted out of the game by security. After the video went viral, Davis quickly took to Instagram stories to deny any physical harm, stating, "I never once hit her. Yeah, I was aggressive and told her, 'Come on.' But that's the mother of my child. I would never hurt her." Shortly after, he deleted all of his Instagram posts. Despite his denial, Davis was arrested on February 5th, 2020 at around 7:15 a.m. Pacific Time and charged with simple battery domestic violence related to the incident caught on tape.
Even get angry, you know what I mean? Because I have two daughters. I'm wanting to be much softer, you know what I mean? Be more humble and things like that.
As part of an ongoing investigation, Gervonta Davis was accused of assaulting his former girlfriend, Andrea Smothers, after an incident was reported on social media on February 1st, 2020. The two share a child together. Davis turned himself in to Coral Gables police after the incident. According to a statement from the police, additional evidence showed that Davis continued the assault after leaving the camera's view. He allegedly took Smothers to a back room and struck her repeatedly with a closed fist, leaving her with bruises on her face and lip. Smothers cooperated with authorities, providing a statement and allowing the police to photograph her injuries. This was not Davis's first run-in with the law. In 2018, he was arrested for disorderly conduct after a fight outside a Washington, D.C. bar. Additionally, charges from 2017 for assault were dropped after he was accused of punching a friend in Baltimore.
Discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything?
Fed up with
Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford and or Leonard Edelby? Usually they're around.
Gervonta Davis remained in custody overnight in Florida, where he had been training. The following morning, he was scheduled to appear before a judge, who would formally introduce the charges and bond recommendations. His upcoming fight was at risk of being canceled when Davis was arrested and charged with domestic violence in late December. However, the woman who had called the police later posted a statement on social media, clarifying that Davis did not harm her or their daughter. She explained that she made the call to law enforcement in a moment of panic and that it was an unnecessary action.
Okay, I don't know. I'm asking you. Did I ask you? Who was in the car?
This is my car. She took my car.
Who is she to you?
This be right here. This is my child mother.
Oh, okay. All right. Does she have any weapons?
Gervonta Davis stated that he wasn't worried about his fight being canceled, expressing that his main focus was to clear his name. At 28 years old, Davis pleaded not guilty to charges that he hit the mother of his 1-year-old daughter with a closed-hand slap. According to police, she suffered a small abrasion on the inside of her upper lip. In a court filing on January 20th, prosecutors charged Davis with battery, alleging that the assault took place in the presence of a child under 16 years old. However, in an affidavit filed on January 24th, the woman asked the court to dismiss the charges, stating, "I do not wish to testify in this case." She also identified Davis as her boyfriend in the letter.
No. All right. Well, just put down your phone for now, sir. What's your name?
15, they're going.
Gervonta.
Javon. What?
Gervonta. She tried to take my car, and
On Monday, the court modified the pretrial release conditions for Gervonta Davis, allowing him to communicate with the woman involved in the case through phone, email, text, or Zoom, specifically regarding child-related matters and therapy. They're also allowed to meet in person, but only with a therapist present. In 2019, Davis was in a relationship with Ariana Fletcher, who gained significant fame online. However, their relationship had its ups and downs, leading to a breakup. After that, Davis attracted media attention when he started dating Yaya, the daughter of his mentor, Floyd Mayweather. Yaya, known for her connection to Mayweather, kept Davis in the spotlight as well. However, their relationship ended before Davis began seeing Vanessa Poso, even though their relationship does not have any legal standing.
I don't want her to take
She's
my
trying to
car.
leave?
Yeah, she's trying to. But I got a driver to be able to take her wherever she want to go.
That works. All right. Who else is in the house?
On Monday, the court modified the pretrial release conditions for Gervonta Davis, allowing him to communicate with the woman involved in the case through phone, email, text, or Zoom, specifically regarding child-related matters and therapy. They're also allowed to meet in person, but only with a therapist present. In 2019, Davis was in a relationship with Ariana Fletcher, who gained significant fame online. However, their relationship had its ups and downs, leading to a breakup. After that, Davis attracted media attention when he started dating Yaya, the daughter of his mentor, Floyd Mayweather. Yaya, known for her connection to Mayweather, kept Davis in the spotlight.
That's the mission that I always talk about. See, we are here for a reason. We have to finish the mission. When you see him go through everyday normal things that young men his age go through, it's a lot of African American people or young men that's out there that's going through.
As of 2024, Gervonta Tank Davis has 2 children and is currently dating Vanessa Poso, an Instagram influencer, businesswoman, and owner of the jewelry brand Rich Girls. The couple shares a daughter, Giovanna Talia, and things seem to be going well between them now. However, back in 2020, their relationship was strained when Poso accused Davis of attacking her. Many people have speculated that Davis's turbulent upbringing in Baltimore might be a factor in these issues, as his trainer, Calvin Ford, also has a history with the authorities. Davis's rise to the top of boxing has been marked by significant personal losses, including the tragic death of Quader Gurley, a close family friend who was a major influence in Davis's life.
And they need to have some type of guidance on how to get through it or be able to open up. Even with me coming from my situation and me.
Success born from adversity is like a small flame igniting in the darkest of nights. Initially tiny but fueled by struggle, it grows into a powerful force that lights the way for others. Calvin Ford, Gervonta Davis's coach, embodies this perfectly. Growing up in one of Baltimore's most impoverished neighborhoods, Ford seemed destined to become just another statistic caught in the cycle of jail or death. However, boxing became his saving grace. At just 7 years old, Davis found his ambition within the walls of a gym, which eventually led him to the top of the sport. Still, his journey wasn't without its scars. While he made it out, many of his friends and family did not, becoming tragic statistics themselves. One of the most heartbreaking losses for Davis was the death of Quader Gurley, the friend who introduced him to boxing, and the son of Davis's longtime trainer and father figure, Calvin.
Man, I always tell them, if anybody take a kid that has talent or has some type of sense about himself.
For Gervonta "Tank" Davis, Quader Gurley was much more than a name in the boxing community. He was a beacon of hope and a significant influence who helped shape the future of boxing. Gurley, a father of 6, was not only a promising boxer, but also a mentor to Davis, introducing him to the sport at a very young age. Tragically, Gurley's life was cut short when he was shot and killed in the North Trenton neighborhood of Trenton, New Jersey, in 2013 at just 24 years old. His death left a profound impact on everyone who knew him. Like Davis, Gurley grew up in a tough neighborhood in Baltimore, constantly facing the harsh realities of his environment. Unfortunately, it was this very environment that ultimately led to his untimely death.
To listen to a person, grab him, and cultivate that talent. You know, there's a lot of young men out here that need help.
Quader Gurley was a talented and determined boxer who showed great promise in the ring, but his tragic loss deeply affected the community, especially Coach Calvin Ford and Gervonta Davis. Both dedicated many of their fights to Gurley's memory. Although Ford's son is no longer with them, his legacy continues to inspire countless people, serving as a tough reminder of the harsh realities of life in Baltimore. Reflecting on Gurley and others who have passed away too soon, Davis shared, "Angelo Ward, Ronald Gibbs, and Coach Calvin's son. They're guys who died and were such a major influence on my life." He went on to add, "Actually, many young men I used to look up to are either dead or in jail. Whenever I fight, I feel like their legacy is going into the ring with me. It's a big responsibility, but I'll take that."
You know, so when me and him, I'm just coming home from prison, and he knew.
Gurley played a pivotal role in Gervonta Davis's early boxing journey, but he wasn't Davis's trainer in the traditional sense. As a close friend, Gurley introduced Davis to boxing when he was just 7 years old. His encouragement and support helped guide Davis toward a successful career, one that saw him rise through the ranks of boxing like few others. "When I look back, I think what happened to them kept him straight," Ford said to the Baltimore Sun. While Gurley didn't act as a conventional trainer, his early mentorship was crucial in shaping Davis's path, helping him move from a troubled youth to a boxing champion. Gurley's legacy continues to inspire Davis, highlighting the power of friendship and guidance in achieving greatness.
My father figured that. So me trying to keep him straight, I kept myself straight. Y'all get it? I remember when I should take him all over the country. Dang.
Tragic death of Quader Gurley came shortly after the shooter. Isaiah Green, 24, of Trenton, had been released on bail for a separate violent crime. Green had a history of criminal activity, and it continued after his release, culminating in the shooting of Gurley in an incident that sent shockwaves through the local community. Following the horrific event, Green was arrested on November 18, 2013, by the Mercer County Homicide Task Force. He was charged with murder and multiple weapons offenses, with his bail set at $500,000. This was followed by a lengthy legal battle, where Green faced 3 separate trials related to the shooting.
At DC, they call me Mo. Calvin is Calvin. You know what I mean? I got Calvin.
Isaiah Green was convicted of unlawful possession of a handgun during his 3rd trial, but the jury was deadlocked on the other charges, including first-degree purposeful murder. Ultimately, Green entered a plea deal on February 27, 2015, pleading guilty to second-degree reckless manslaughter. He was sentenced to 6 years in prison, which would run concurrently with other sentences related to his weapons conviction and a separate aggravated assault case. Green's criminal history added complexity to the case, as he had a past marked by violent crimes. Just 5 days after killing Quader Gurley, Green was charged with drug distribution offenses. However, as part of his plea deal, the drug charges were dropped. Judge Massey, who presided over the case, ruled that Green's sentence was fair and just.
It's tatted on me. Calvin ain't going nowhere. Y'all don't even know Calvin for CCO. I know Calvin, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Calvin Ford, the pride of Baltimore and the man behind Gervonta Davis, was born on August 30th, 1967, in Baltimore, Maryland. From the start, life was tough for Ford, and he faced significant challenges growing up, which ultimately led to a 10-year federal prison sentence for drug-related crimes. Despite the turbulence in his life and background, his passion for boxing never wavered and became a crucial part of his journey to becoming the world-renowned trainer he is today. In 1998, Ford was released from prison, and right away, he dedicated himself to mentoring young people. Determined to guide them away from the same pitfalls that had led to his own prison sentence, Ford focused on using boxing as a positive outlet and a way to give back to his community.
Calvin's pops. He ain't going nowhere. I got that nigga tatted on me. This shit, loyalty over everything.